Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you've seen in a previous video, we ended up with a new piece of equipment. It's a new snowmobile trailer. It's going to be drive in, drive off. Pretty stripped down trailer. It's got nothing in it right at the moment. It's got these old lights here. It's only got 2 of them. So my plan is to take, I bought 8 of these little LED lights, and we're gonna take them and we're gonna put them in a spot right here. Probably every 3 slots we'll put down a LED light. Got 4 for each side. We'll see how much this lights up. We'll run the lights all the way down to the end. We'll hook them up to a battery and we'll see how well it lights this trailer up. After that, we're gonna start decking this thing out with cabinets along the front wall, helmet racks on this wall here, maybe some fold down benches. Don't know, we'll see how far we get and what things we can find. So let's get started and see how many lights we can get put up and get it wired. So of course, just like everything, a couple of these screws aren't gonna come out. They're an 8-point Torx bit that's been stripped. So now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take this and we're gonna have to drill all of these out and pop them loose to get this piece off. Got quite a few of them to do, so let's get to drilling. Okay, so now we have all the corner covers off of the sides of each side of the trailer here. Now it's time we're gonna start mounting lights. I've got each spot marked where I want to stick a light. We're going to be running 1 power wire from each light all the way to the front, to the battery. And then I'm going to be grounding out each light right to the frame, right where I mount it. So let's get to mounting up these lights and then we'll start wiring after that. So now I've got all these lights mounted in place, all 4 spots. They don't look too bad, they look pretty good. Hopefully they light this trailer up pretty good. Got them all the way across. Now's the time we're gonna start wiring all of these in place. But I need to go get little connectors for these wires here. I don't have any connectors to where I can take and put it up against the frame with a screw to hold it in place. So we need to run to the store and grab some things. The wire connectors, let's get back to the project we're doing and see if we can't get that finished in the next couple hours. So we've got all the grounds wired now. When you're using little wires like this, or any wire for that matter, and you put them in these connectors, when you crimp them down, you want to make sure that when you crimp them down, the wire doesn't come out, so give them a little tug. But now we have all of these ground wires in place, ready to go. So now all we have to do is run our power wire, connect all of the power wire to the lights, and then run it to the battery and see how bright it is. Let's keep going. right, so I'm done running the lines, the wire from light to light. I've got them daisy chained here, one right into another on both sides of the trailer. I need to run the wire from this light here. I need to run it around the front of the trailer. It needs to go above this spring, and we need to end up over here at the door. I'm gonna put a flip switch on the cover plate where it hits this angle. I'm gonna put a flip switch here where this will wire into that flip switch, and then from the switch it'll go down to the battery. So we've got a little bit more to do. So I'm gonna run the wire around the front of the trailer, see if we can't get that wired in, and then worry about running it back down to the front of the trailer where the battery sits. All right, I know things are getting kind of dark, but I'm trying to button this up all in one day here. I've got all the wire ran both sides. I used 14 gauge wire. It's a little bit bigger and thicker than you could probably need, but since I'm gonna be running 8 lights, LED lights off of one run, I wanna make sure that I had more than enough to be able to pull that power to the furthest part of the light. So I've got all of this set up. I'm gonna start covering everything back up and putting it back to the way it was. Then we can work on this piece over here and all of these wires right here. We can start figuring out where in this area we wanna put our switch in and start cutting the panel so that we can put the flip switch in. So let's start buttoning things up and then start working on figuring out that switch. All right, so what I'm trying to do now, I'm gonna try to figure out the best place for this switch to sit. So now guys, let's go take this and see if we can get a switch to fit. All right, so here's the switch I got. Just a little flip switch. Now we're just gonna have to take and make a pattern. Maybe we'll use this cardboard here. Make ourselves a pattern of what it should be cut out like and go from there. So now I got it marked out. Take my little Dremel tool here, kind of old, and we're just gonna cut as little as possible. So we'll make the hole small and then we'll make it bigger from there. Alrighty, so now that I have my 3 wires here, power wire coming from the battery, and then my 2 lights runs from both sides end up right here. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna put some ends on these, put them on the switch, see which way the switch goes, put this piece of metal back up in place, run the wires through the hole, put the switch in, and this project should be done. Okay, since I have 2 wires of 14 gauge coming in here, I'm gonna have to put in this little bit bigger barrel connector in so that it is able to fit those big wires, the 2 14 gauge wires in, and then I'll stick this little pigtail in on top of that. So now let's hook up the power to the battery and we'll see which way this switch needs to be in this piece of metal. Alrighty guys, I think this is the end of this project. We've got all the wiring to the lights put in, we've got the wire going to the battery done. Right now it's just wired here onto the floor of the trailer where the battery's sitting. Eventually I want to put a cabinet on this wall, run the wires up the wall into the cabinet, make it all look nice and clean and pretty. Right now this is what the trailer looks like without the lights on, and with the lights on this is what we look like. I think that's a big difference from where we started. This will work. I think everything is nice and bright, able to see everything. So if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. It helps us out a bunch. Leave a comment down below and we'll see you in the next video.